When it comes to Biafrans, the Easterners, to Igbo people in particular, there is this great understanding, there is this unity of purpose that an Igbo man should be hated and killed if need be. It didn't start today. It started all the way back in 1945. And as most scholars and commentators have noted over the years, anywhere you go and you find hardworking people, people who are blessed by God, they attract envy. The only reason why those idiots like Garoba Sheikh will be mouthing all their rubbish and saying, "Oh, we are going to speak the language they understand," is because of their natural hatred for Biafran people. Is there anywhere in the world, even the Armenian massacre has been recognized by the US Congress as being a genocide worthy of note? We lost 5 million people. Some of you don't even ask yourself questions sometimes. How come Biafrans lost 5 million people yet nobody's talking about it? It's because of that palpable hatred all across the board for no reason. You evil people, have you ever wondered or asked yourselves the people behind the slaughter of the innocent in Kebbi State? Why couldn't you say it's me, Ethereal? The way you quickly say it's IPOB, yes sir. It is that hatred. It is in your bone marrow, you cannot get rid of it. I am not talking about the freedom fighters we have in Yoruba land. I am talking about their journalists. Journalism from Yoruba land is pure venom, designed to paralyze your thinking faculties and to render you useless. By the time they are done with you, Fulani will just walk you over. I want to ask Yoruba newspapers, how come you are saying it is bandits that kill people in Kebbi State, whereas anything happens in the East is ESN, IPOB? Why? Do you see why I hate Nigeria? Do you see why I agitate for Biafra? Because you hate me for no reason, for speaking the truth. That is the only. Do you hate me for no reason? Then why should I not seek a country of my own? Given the level of hatred you have towards us, I want the world to listen to what I'm saying, to understand the level of hatred directed towards Igbo Biafrans especially. To all Biafrans anyway. The other ones, they are treating them as if they are normal, but of course they are not. I want to ask the whole world tonight, who are the people responsible for the killing of 91 Hausa people in Kebbi State? The answer is Fulani. And they know that they are terrified to write the truth. They are terrified to speak the truth. That is why I cannot be in the same country with you people. You people are evil. You are evil. You see evil and you support it. You keep your mouth shut. On this noble platform, what we preach is the truth. You may not like it, but if you go back and reflect upon everything that I say, you will come to the realization that it is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. You may not like the way I deliver it. I give you that. I'm not too bothered about it. But ask yourself this question: is Nnamdi Kanu speaking the truth? This evening, am I preaching the truth or not? Why is it anytime something happens without proper investigation, it is IPOB or ESN? My simple question tonight is to Punch newspaper, to Nation newspaper, to Vanguard, all the rest of you that are basically trotting out the Fulani narrative every blessed day. I want to ask a simple question. Who are the perpetrators of that heinous crime in Kebbi State? Once you answer it truthfully, you will now understand why I am pursuing a sovereign state of Biafra. I want also, Twitter, are you listening to me? Because they want to listen. Lai Mohammed told them, go and listen to him. You hear his hate-filled speech tonight, and you ban him on Twitter as they bribed Facebook to try and suppress my page. And Twitter, you're listening. My happiness is that Twitter is owned by a white man. And white people are more objective when it comes to issues of this very nature. I don't want to go into the background of Mark Zuckerberg. That will take care of itself in time to come. But I'm sure that the owner of Twitter is a white man. So he is bound to be objective, at least. People are saying ESN, not people anyway, of course, the Janjaweed and those that hate Biafrans, naturally, that's what they always do. They've been doing it since 1945, it's not new. The demonization of the East didn't start today, it's since 1945. And it's never going to stop. Even when we get our Biafra, which will never ever stop. It is inbred. How did we get to where we are today? I want to ask, people must listen very attentively, please. I want to ask the whole world. You're talking about ESN, you're talking about IPOB, agitation and all that rubbish, the way we speak, our violent talk. I want to ask the whole world, please. How did we get to where we are today? Number one question, I want to ask the Zoo media, Nigerian journalists. In 2014, what did IPOB do to warrant the massacre of people in Onitsha and Enugu? I hasten to add. In 2015, let me also ask, what did we do to deserve being massacred on October and November of 2015? People talk about Nigeria as if it is one normal country or nation. No, it is not. Nigeria is a gangland. It is run by gangsters, basically, masquerading as politicians. This is something that Twitter must understand. The world must understand it. It is a fact. Let me ask you. You see the Shia people, Shia Muslims of El Zagzagi. What did they do to deserve to be massacred in Zaria? Were they violent? Were they carrying arms? Let me leave Shia. Let me come to IPOB once again. In 2016, I was in detention. I was in detention in Abuja. People gathered to remember 30th of May 2016. We got together in a place called Mbo. Or should I say at a place called Mbo? I have to be grammatically exact. To pray, to remember the dead, exactly what we did a few days ago. Do you know what happened? I want the world to understand. I hope Twitter can follow what I'm saying. I want mankind to understand. On the evening of the 29th of May 2016, Nigerian Army, Nigerian Police went to a place called Mbo and killed over 1,000 people. Now you'll be wondering, what did they do? What's their crime? Their only crime was to gather together to try to remember those that died between 1967 and 1970. The army went there and shot over 1,000 people dead. Am I lying? Nigerian journalists, am I lying? After all, Amnesty published a report about it. A report was published by Amnesty International on this very massacre. I want to ask everybody then, was there any ESN? Any arms anywhere? Was anybody carrying any guns or anything of that sort? It's only the flag. You shot people dead. Have you all forgotten? You Zoo people, have you all forgotten what you did in 2016?
With an intent to give an indication of the brute.
But this was not the only occasion. Take this one. 3 months later, on the 30th of May 2016, when pro-Biafran members and supporters had gathered to remember those who had fallen during the Civil War. At least 60 people died that day.
We see more than 20 heroes of Nigerian Army, Joint Force, Navy, Police, and they began to shoot at us. We began to run. As we were running, they shot me on the palm leg here.
Even when the injured sought refuge in gutters along the road, the military would seek them out, executing some on the spot.
Those you massacred at Mpo in 2016, what did they do to you? Were they violent? Were they armed? Those that you criminalized for asking for self-determination, do you know that it is a deliberate policy of the Nigerian state with their neo-colonial handlers to be calling us secessionists? Sky News published an article a few days ago and called Sky News in the UK called IPOB a secessionist group. New York Post made the same mistake. Reuters, everybody calling us secessionists. Now I want to ask them a simple question. Why is it that you don't refer to Scottish agitation for self-rule a secessionist movement? Oh, because they are white. Okay, sorry, I do apologize. They are white. What do we know? We are black monkeys. We know nothing. Nicola Sturgeon can agitate for a separate homeland for the Scottish people. Sky News will not call it secessionism. New York Post will never ever target a secessionist movement, neither will CNN. But because in Africa, Biafrans are asking for the same thing that Scottish people are asking for, you now tag them secessionists. This is what is called very sublime racism. If you don't know, I will teach you and you will know. In Europe it is called ethnic nationality, in Africa it's called a tribe. For a reason. I'm asking the whole world this evening, why is it that Nicola Sturgeon, the leader of the Scottish people, asking for Scottish independence makes her, they don't even have a name for her. If I ask for the same thing that Nicola Sturgeon is asking for, Nnamdi Kanu becomes a secessionist. How did we get to where we are today? Go and publish, please, everybody publish that very interview. I think it was Denise that was interviewing the late Buhari then. We were praying in Aba National High School in Aba. Twitter, are you listening to me? Before they ask you to ban me tomorrow morning. So you want to understand why we are upset, why we are angry, why we address Nigeria as a zoo. I'm not telling you the reason why. Or should I say the reasons why. We gathered in Aba to pray. National High School in Aba to pray. These your newfound friends now, Nigerian police, they came, they opened fire and killed people. And I want to ask the Nigerian police that kill people, those praying inside National High School in Aba, were they carrying any guns? It's a simple question. Ibazu is that the governor of Abia State. All those people you shot dead, were they? In fact, they were even running away. You're pursuing and killing them. You packed some of them. You thought they were dead, and you put them in a pit along Aba Iguacha Expressway, and you poured that seed on them. Luckily, one person survived that very ordeal. And I hope that Yoruba journalists are listening to me tonight. I hope you're listening very carefully. Nothing to me. You want to understand why we're upset? I'm not telling you why we're angry and why we want Biafra. You thought they were dead. You shot so many people dead. You packed their bodies and dumped them in a borrow pit. In order to make their identification impossible, you pour that seed on them, on their faces, to disfigure them. True or false? We have a survivor of that very ordeal, and his plight was well publicized. I even think that CNN even carried the news at some point. But you know one funny thing? Yoruba media never carried the news. But when one Nigeria, they wanted to be good Nigerians. We all need to be good, but they never carried the news of this grave injustice being done to the people. Are you following me? Why did we form Eastern Security Network? Why? You know, ESN, if you go now, ESN. We formed, I think his name is Jack and of Twitter. Jack, the reason why we formed Eastern Security Network was because our mothers were being raped when they go to the farm. Our daughters were being slaughtered, cut into pieces. Why did we form Eastern Security Network? Because our mothers were being killed and raped in the farms, our fathers were being slaughtered. We can no longer go to the farm. Our forests and our bushes were unsafe. Was that not the reason why ESN was formed? I'm asking Yoruba journalists. Is it not the same reason why you formed Amoteku? Is that not the same reason why? Don't Amoteku carry pump action? Is Amoteku not armed? Is anybody remotely suggesting that Amoteku is the armed wing of Yoruba liberation movement? I'm asking this question. Now, the thing is, you people, you are Southerners, you are black people. Some of you are well read. But what I don't understand is, why do you keep gravitating towards evil? Why do Yoruba journalists always want to support evil? And I can't understand it for a lot. I don't know why they do that. Amoteku is armed, clashing with Fulani headsmen in your forest. Is that not correct? Anytime we drive away Fulani from our forest, you now come back to us and tell us that we are armed wing of IPOB. Forgetting the reason why we formed it in the first place. What is happening in Oyo? There is massacre going on in Oyo. I'll get to that later. Do you know my happiness today? Miyetti Allah opened their mouth and said, we are no longer in the southeast. That's what they said. And our people keep forgetting for these terrorists and murderers to leave our land. It is Eastern. Oh, this because of Eastern Security. That's the reason why. In case you don't know, IPOB made it possible. Do you know that it is only in the east, in Biafra land, that Miyetti Allah openly confessed and said, we no longer have a presence there in the whole of Nigeria. Only Biafra land. Do you know why they said it? Because we drove them away from there. Eastern Security Network drove them away from there. Do you understand? They said, but insecurity has persisted, despite the fact that we are no longer in the east. This is Miyetti Allah, the fourth most deadly terrorist group in the world, in the whole world. And I want Twitter to understand what I'm saying tonight. The fourth most deadly terror group in the world is Fulani headsmen. According to the Global Terror Index. Go and Google it. The only place Fulani said we are no longer moving our cattle, raping and killing people is in Biafra land. And which people made it possible? Who are the ones that made it possible? Intellectual man, who made it possible? I'm asking you. Something that all of them couldn't have done. We formed ESN December of last year, and by May of the next year, Fulani confessed we are no longer in the southeast. Now tell me who is there killing people? Fulani soldiers, Fulani policemen, Fulani DSS. Because we defeated their foot soldiers, Miyetti Allah, they got upset. That is why you are seeing this level of disproportionate deployment of soldiers and police in the east. Fulani is upset. They have taken over parts of Yoruba land. They are comfortable. Can't you see that they are not worried about Yoruba agitation? They are not worried. They know where the problem is in the east. We are not going to allow the Fulani to change the narrative. That is why they are upset. They have managed to subdue everybody else in the zoo, apart from IPOB and ESN. They cannot, and they know they cannot. It doesn't matter how many people we lose. We don't care. We keep going. I lost my mom and my dad, and we are still marching on our entry. I lost 28 men, very close. We are still marching on. I lost a cousin at Akko to Nigerian army. We are still marching on. We are not going to stop. So you understand it very clearly. We are the way we are because you made us so. Your hatred for me is what conditioned me over the years to react to you the way that I'm reacting to you, because you are evil. Nigeria is an evil entity. Very, very satanic. You people were the ones that established many terror organizations in Nigeria in a bid to overwhelm the country and take over the territories for your Fulani people. IPOB became a stumbling block to that very janjaweed expansionist tendency. True or false? Am I lying? You were ruling Nigeria before, doing everything you like, controlling NNPC, controlling the seaport, customs, everywhere. Now, finally, because you felt that you've subdued everybody else, now you can now march on with your foot soldiers into the east, because you've taken over Yoruba land, of course. So I know that very well. You came and we said no. You can't come into this land to take it. Come and do your business and go. You said no. Now, because we defeated Mietiala, you now brought in police and army with official uniform, official badge to come and kill people. And I also want to remind Twitter, because they are listening. Twitter, please. Do you know that in the Nigerian army and police there are terrorists? There? Are you aware that Nigeria actively recruited terrorists, killers and murderers and rapists, and gave them army and police uniforms? Are you aware of that? How can anybody, Yoruba journalists, how can you people in your infantile stupidity refer to Nigeria as having an army or Nigeria police? Or where are those terrorists that they conscripted into the Nigerian army and Nigerian police? Where are they? People without shame, where are they? I'm asking you.
It be song. And I'm one. I can't wait to give on. I'm free to die for some sen. Go free food. You don't want me to go to Eastern region. Eastern region on me. It be your mommy. And I'm mommy. Oron mommy. Efik mommy. Igbo mommy. Ijo mommy, Ikwere mommy, Ogoni mommy. Give 3 more shots to our great leader. Want to go? Oza! 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 I want to hear more of it to our great leader, because it's not easy to gather this great army. I said, let us give him another 3 great boys and more of it. Let's go!